Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching. And today we will have conversations about the potential collaborations with 8 universities. Since I already meet Prof. Peter a couple days ago, and then we would like to come up with the discussions. What is the potential collaboration for 2026? At least the BOLT as the network or institutions already have the regularly a program like summer school in Japan for the August. We will have seminar in Dalat in Vietnam, and then we already have 2 years, 2 editions of program summer camp with the Institute Agama Islam Darud Dawah Wal Irsyad in somehow 3 activities that we could planning for the next year. Additionally, student mobility as the another program with him in Malaysia, Thailand, and Singapore. So both will come up with the network, with the institutional networking or strategic partnership, or somehow we could go further with the research and publications. Yeah. And then with a support, with a kind support of Unmuh Baru, Universitas Muhammadiyah Baru, we already have the website over there. So if you want to see the portfolio of BOLT or any kind of the progress, you can come over there, since our website in the Japan base or the shutdown. Yeah, and then the archive of that still ongoing to be uploaded to the new website. But I would like to invite Professor Dr. Peter John Warner to give a brief explanations what is a bulk actually, and maybe a short story or what is the history of that. So go, time is yours.
There we go. Hello, nice to see everybody here today. My name is Peter John Warner. I have been working with Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching for over 15 years. How did Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching start? Basically, about 20 years ago, many of the English teachers were traveling and doing outreach programs to the Asian countries and had support through their universities so that they could travel and do presentations abroad. So basically, Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching at universities those teachers traveled to areas and Philippines and basically did workshops on how to improve teaching methods. Likewise, so in 4 years later, Mr. Balsamo, who is a very charismatic person, who really inspired all of us, made it so that we wanted to keep his dream going. So I started Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching, and that's where the Balsamo came from this very inspirational person who has given so much to throughout Asia to help people to learn and develop. And basically with our goals are to help people understand the cultures of all Asian countries, as well as think I'm still on. Am I still there? Okay. To understand the cultures of all Asian countries and also to develop writing skills and other areas for students so that they can develop into um, good writers and do good research or academic research in the future. So we started an Asian Youth Forum. We took over Asian Youth Forum, which was started by Kip Cates. And in 2010, we started to collaborate with Kip Cates. And he afterwards, yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago, we had about 25 Asian Youth Forum events from one country to the other every year. Now, AYF events are mostly run by Bolt, and the AYF events are run through Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching. In these events, students have the opportunity to present and to understand languages and cultures of other Asian countries better. We have two types of Asian Youth Forums, which we've been doing lately. We have the short Asian Youth Forums, which is like 2 or 3 days, and we have the longer Asian Youth Forums, which are more intensive, up to 1 week. We do have one intensive Asian Youth Forum coming up in December in Dalat at Dalat University. This university theme is AI in language education. So students will be discussing how AI is used and what they think is appropriate. Likewise, students will discuss this for 6 days and prepare a presentation for a international conference at the end on the last day. And they will be doing a roundtable in front of close to 150 teachers, where they will have a chance for their first time to be on stage and do public speaking, giving a short speech about what AI in language education is by the student's perspective in their country from their discussions that they've had throughout the week. So besides doing these things in AYF, students also learn about the culture, as I mentioned. Students give cultural presentations for about 30 minutes as a group, and they explain their culture to the other cultural students who are attending from different countries. Likewise, they introduce some basic survival skill language skills for 30 minutes and have a enjoyable time learning basics such as numbers or how to ask or how to say thank you or say goodbye or say hello. So the purpose of Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching is to try and help students get a larger family throughout Asia in different countries and continue to keep in touch with those people. And most of these students who attend Asian Youth Forums usually become very strong leaders in their country when they come back because of their international and cultural experience that they have with this event. So these are the things that Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching is pursuing. We have events in Japan also, which is a favorite spot for many people to come. We have a summer camp coming up in August of 2026. I encourage you to look at the homepage and maybe an advisor and some students from a university can come and be represented at that summer camp, which will have where students and teachers will travel from Tokyo, Sendai, Akita, and maybe one more city, which will be added in to the schedule. The schedule will be posted when we have more detail. In the meantime, we also have I like to promote the student mobility, which has been in been in existence for almost as long as Balsamo Outreach for Learning and Teaching. And this event, I think, is a very informative and a very good opportunity for students to understand international cultural aspects of other countries. So with that, I would like to close for now.
Thank you, Sensei. So the program already launched the date. So it might be there is opportunity for us to set the date of our activity for the next year. Even though that the detail will come later for this all the program, but we already managed to invite friend of us to at least the set the date for the program. And then there is another opportunity because not only about the service, community service, not only about the research, but somehow we should come up with publications. That's another opportunity for us to do as long as the research and the publication come together. If you want to put, for example, one name of the people, you should make sure that there is a process of permissions and then working together, not by only putting the name over there and then somehow you can suddenly claim that you have a collaboration. That's not the way. The way we are having the collaborations, since in the early stage we do agree together to go for the topic, and then we write together, we edit together, and everyone who will be the name listed over there will be the names who work together. There is no ghost writer. There is no someone who are writing and the other only just putting the names. That's not the way we are having our collaborative research. And then uh, Sensei already let us know the possibilities for our activities during 2026. Yeah, there will be student mobility. There will be another summer camp in Sidenren Rapang. There will be another summer school in Japan for the August one. At least we will have three, and another four we will let us now soon after the December because we will have this year in Dalat. So next year we are discussing. This is still roughly planning that we will have another Dalat and then Ho Chi Minh for the next 2026. Yeah. Would you like to explore, Sensei, what is the network or what is the experience of Bolt with the higher education in Vietnam? So we could have the small picture of this, how that we could move or how could we step ahead of this one.
The higher education in Vietnam is similar to many other Asian countries. But as far as dealing with publications, many universities do their own proceedings. And there are some journals in Vietnam, Vietnamese. They probably have more journals in English because of the international nature. But the most of the universities, such as Dalat University, have they put out 5 journals a year, and 2 of those journals are in English, while the other 3 are in Vietnamese. So for people who attend the conference, and this conference is coming up in Dalat from December 7th to December 14th, those people have a chance to submit a vetted article of about 2,000 to 2,500 words to the journal, and they pay a small fee, and the article is evaluated by professors. If it is acceptable, they will reply and ask you to make a few changes if there are necessary changes. if the paper is not possible to publish, they will contact you and let you know that. Also, in most cases, most of the people who have applied for the proceedings to publish their papers have been accepted at Delaware University. The Likewise, we have other publications through both, through other universities and organizations which we work through. So if you come to the event in Deloitte and you don't publish in the journal at Deloitte University, you always have a chance to publish in a few of the other journals that we have possibilities that you can try to get your report accepted in. The Tohoku University International Interdisciplinary Seminar, for example, a year and a half ago, we did a proceedings following it. After the event was over, it took us almost 7 months to go through the vetting process and to approve which papers were acceptable and which papers were not acceptable. The acceptable papers were published and put into a proceedings for those people. So we have opportunities for building your resume and getting publications, which is important for getting into graduate school if you're applying for doctor's degree, going into higher education. Also, it's very important if you're trying to get a doctor's degree while you're here in Indonesia. Many of the Indonesian teachers who have come to Japan uh, use that publication in the Tohoku University International Seminar as the requirement, as part of the requirements for them to get their PhD. So these are possible ways of getting into international conferences, presenting at international conferences, and also getting publications within them. So in different universities, in Vietnam, most universities and graduate school for a doctor's degree require at least one publication in a journal. However, it depends in Japan on the level of the university. We'll either have one publication at the lower level universities, but for a higher level university like Tohoku University, usually you have to have at least two publications in journals, which are specified by the requirements for the syllabus to graduate with a PhD. For your bachelor's degree and master's degree, usually you have to write one thesis, but the thesis is really not published in a journal or anyplace else. However, if students want to try and publish their research in those areas, and if it is good enough to publish, they are welcome to do so. So this is basically a summary of how you can publish and how you can work towards your higher education.
Thank you, Sensei.
Okay?
So we already have the big pictures of such kind of potential collaboration for the next year, 2026. So this is the open program for everyone. Yeah, and then if you have free time or any potential to come and see, we have the website bold, yeah, the website is bold.unmubaru.ac.id. So you can see over there the big picture of our program. And then during summer school in Japan, we will have this Tohoku International Interdisciplinary Seminar will be in the city of Sendai. So it will be another publication. We will let us now after this one. We already put ahead of the date. We already have the experience this year, and then somehow we would like to invite every one of you to go further for this one. In the same times that our program could be planned ahead. Yeah, since this there is issue of traveling from one place to one place, but we would like to offer hybrid presentations if you cannot come and join us on site, because the program the last summer in Japan, we have another program and that one. So uh, somehow that's the big picture of program, and by the end I would like to invite once again Sensei to have the closing statement. At least we already have the idea what could be um, the program with us together. So go ahead, Sensei.
Okay, thank you again. I would like to continue to encourage everybody to look at all of the opportunities you can have for doing these different excursions or events abroad to further your skills in writing and speaking. I would like to suggest that you plan well in advance. Um, if you need to get a passport, you should get your passport very early, and you should apply for these international events abroad, because we have to usually get all the information and details for many months in advance. For the Deloitte University, for the December conference, all the presenters, their abstracts, they had to have everything in by the end of July 30th for the December conference. And then it was after July that the committee looked at all the abstracts. They accepted some of the abstracts, and if the abstracts needed, there was a concrete list of who was actually going to be attending AYF and the ninth Deloitte University Language Teaching Seminar. There was a very concrete list, and then it was the responsibility of the presenters to get their tickets, get their tickets and arrange their hotels and do all the other things that they needed to do in advance. So these international conferences take time and preparation, so I strongly recommend that you prepare in advance. Thank you very much. You this one out?
Yeah, thank you, Sensei. So the key for any kind of international collaboration about to planning ahead, because somehow if it make on the last hour or last day, it could be another situation. So we could learn another practice for the university, likewise in Vietnam, because there is a party secretary in the university. They will give the approval for the kind of any program in the university. So it takes time for the process of this approval. The same times, if you are going to China, yeah, there will be another approval from the secretary of the party over there in the university. So it could be planned ahead, and there is not only rush time. If you are thinking about internationally borders, passport, etc., any other document. So thank you, Sensei. Thank you, everyone, for those who are joining us through the live of Zoom, and then through the streaming of YouTube. We are we have a lot of platform of collaboration. We have BOLT, we have SEAM, Southeast Asia Academic Mobility, and then we already have Majelis, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, linkage on interdisciplinary studies. Somehow, not only Indonesia and Japan, but we have
That's still live.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
connection
connection
made
made,
is another problem. But
but
if you are
if you are
thinking
thinking
about the
about the
collaboration that
collaboration
I
that I
mentioned before,
mentioned
that
before,
we
that
should plan
we should plan
ahead,
ahead,
making
making
applying a
applying
passport as soon
passport
as
as soon as
possible at
possible
your
in
convenient time.
convenient time.
But we need
We
to remember that
remember that
nowadays,
nowadays
if we
we
face the
face
situation for Hajj, so
situation,
there will
or
be
there
a
will
thousand
be
or more than
thousand more
thousand
than
people that will
thousand
come
people
together
that
to
will come
immigration
together
office.
to
So you should
so
plan
you
ahead
should
of
plan
that.
ahead of that.
And
And
now for the
now
passport of
for the passport
Indonesia,
of Indonesia,
there
there is options,
options, some kind of the option
like
like you
you can
can
have
have 5 years or
10
10
years.
years.
So
So
there
there
is
is
a
a change
change
here of
here
the
of the
situation of
situation
the
of.
passport. Thank you very
Thank
much
you very
for
much
everyone
for
of
everyone.
us. Thank you to Universitas
Universitas
Nahdlatul Ulama
Ulama
Gorontalo.
Gorontalo.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
and then
uh,
uh,
we look
we look
forward to
forward
see
to
any
see
kind of
any kind of
possibilities to work
possibilities to
together.
work
And
together.
thank you, Sensei.
Thank you,
And then
Sensei, and then
goodbye,
goodbye,
everyone.
everyone.
Billahi taufiq wal
Billahi
hidayah.
taufiq hidayah.
Wassalamualaikum
Wassalamualaikum
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh. See you
wabarakatuh.
next
See
time.
you next time. Bye bye.